All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the hopeful elect. It's the brother Kaya, and I'm with the big brother Gabaria. We gonna Shalom. We gonna do it in transit. Basically, I got a haircut yesterday, no lining, but right. But no, as I was talking to the barber, I said, I told him, yeah, don't give me a lining or whatever. And the reason why we don't get linings is because the scriptures say don't do that. You know, the scripture says many things not to do. Don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't get a lining, don't get tattoos, don't make cuttings in your flesh. All right, or going into the mark of the beast, because the mark of the beast is going to be a cutting in your flesh. And not only is it cutting in your flesh, that's basically you're saying that you are the servant of Esau. All right, that's basically saying you're basically saying you're not the servant of the Most High. You're the servant of the wicked. But anyway,
and then a lot of guys also takes saying, oh well, you know, your brother said piercings is okay, and your brother get piercings. Well, in the scriptures, if you read in Exodus, if a servant wants to be still up under his master, it's called an awl through his ear.
Right.
All right. So that's actually in the scriptures, and there's no basically. There's no law against that, you know. That's just basically a representation, like, oh, you're a servant unto the master you serve forever, you know. And some brothers even take to agree, like, well, I'm up under Yahweh Shai all my life, so I'm gonna put an all in my ear for that, you know. But there's no scripture saying don't do that, you know. Matter of fact, that's actually more of a custom than a law, you know. So I just want to put that out there, because people out there saying, like, oh, well, piercings is cutting in your flesh. Well, no, that's something else different.
Right, and I'll read the scripture on that. This is Ezekiel 16 and 10. It says, I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. Yep. So this is going into how the Lord decked us out, right?
Yep, I was going to say something about that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Verse 11, I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck, and I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears.
See? Boom. You know, so that just shows you that, hey, earrings in there, and does it say gold, or just say earrings in your ear?
It just said earrings.
So yeah, so you know, that just shows you right there, you know, you have gold earrings, probably certain stones, you know, beautiful stones in your ear. You know, so it shows you that earrings and piercings are, you know, are lawful. Now, don't get ridiculous. You know, Esau has it where he has fucking
gauges,
a million piercings, gauges, shit like that. You know, now that's, you know, Hamite custom. I never liked that shit when I seen it. But, you know, don't get ridiculous with it. You know, just probably one on both earlobes. I even see some brothers get the top of their ears. You know, some weak females get the nose piercings. All that's fine.
Some brothers get the nose piercings.
You know, some brothers get the nose piercings. That's all fine. You know, just don't get too crazy with it. Scripture says, abstain from all appearance from evil, you know?
Right.
You got some Edomites out here with fucking every eyebrow, fucking jaw piercing, fucking all types of way. Wow, just type in Esau piercing, white people's piercing, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But you got a problem.
Like the word blasphemy, I'm gonna finish the verse. It says, thine ears and a beautiful crown upon thine head. Like when you go into the word blasphemy, it means outside of the temple. So with outside of the temple, you operating outside of the facilities which the Lord said is okay. See, an earring is okay, a nose ring is okay, because that's within the guidelines. But you want to start getting tattoos. You want to get your back pierced or things like that. You know.
They have that. Females get their dimples, their back dimples. I've seen it. You know, they get their back dimples pierced or whatever. Even you can go as far as the long hair. You know, certain brothers, you know, can't have braids. You know,
right.
Can't have cornrows or braids. You supposed to say something?
No, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, no, I can't have cornrows or braids, but once it start getting a certain length, you know, roughly, some brothers say on their shoulders, some brothers say past the shoulders, whatever your forte is, but wherever, you know, it starts to get a little too long, you know, that's when you cut it. But if not, that's when you go and start venturing outside the temple, because that's where the scripture says, you know, a man should not have long hair.
Yep.
You know? So in the guidelines, yes, you can have braids, you know, because braids is not really, you know, I've had braids and I couldn't even be able to put my hair in a ponytail yet. So, but, you know, that shows you braids are lawful, you know, but once you start getting a certain length, that's when it starts to be, you start coming.
You're going outside of the temple now.
You know?
Right, and what sparked this lesson through the Spirit, we went on a tangent, but that's okay. I was getting I was getting a haircut, and I told the the barber no no lining, and then he said, you don't want no lining? And he kind of like that, how barbers normally do, and it was like I'm like, yeah. He said, why? Is it for religious purposes? Now initially I was gonna say I was gonna make up some, just to smooth it over, but the spirit had me tell the truth. I'm like, yeah, something like that, yeah. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And you're supposed to get the corners of your beard marked up, and I'm like, I look like okay, I'm like, oh, so you in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, so we having a conversation, and he just bringing out things, that you and when the scripture speaks about a man's speech tell you how he is.
Yep.
So his speech, he had a heavenly speech, but he was guarded with his conversation the same way we be.
Yeah.
And when we
one scripture says it's like
you got it.
I think it's one scripture that says don't even credit a man until you hear his talk.
Yep, and Sirach, matter of fact, no, I'm on airplane mode,
Gotcha.
but that's in the book of Ecclesiasticus. It says that. Says, judge no man before thou hast heard him speak. Yep. But I got a scripture. This is Isaiah 20, I believe it's 29. It says, this is Isaiah 29 and 23. But when he seeth his children, the work of mine hands in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name, and sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the God of Israel. They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmured shall learn doctrine. And that was us. We erred in spirit until the Lord gave us his spirit to understand his word. And I was thinking about this scripture when this gentleman was cutting my hair. And there's another scripture that speaks about the Lord, shall teach prudence. All right, what's that? Proverbs 1:1, to teach subtlety to the simple, and prudence, wisdom, equity. Because that's how he was dealing with me the way we deal with people in the world. We don't just get out there and be gun-ho with the truth after you get seasoned a little bit. But you kind of like, you might throw a little bone here, two and there, throw a little bait out there, somebody nibble. You take it further, possibly they don't nibble, and you snatch your bait back. And that's what he was doing with me. And I'm like, oh, not only, is the spirit of the Lord out there and on this brother, but he actually got prudence with it. Because you got to be, like when I first came to the truth, one of my older cousins told me, she say, I'm out there telling everybody, she say, she's old. I believe she a Native American, a Gadite through the spirit, older, about 90. She told me, she said, be careful who you tell that to. And one of the things she said was, people don't like it when we start finding out who we are. But he was careful in his conversation with me. And I was just, I was just kind of marveling at his speech and how, how the doctrine, how the spirit was taken to him. And I thought of a couple of scriptures. I thought of this one too. And he was like not slightly an older gentleman, about 40. I believe he told me he was 40. But this is Joel chapter 2. I believe is let me see. 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. All right, so the Lord got his spirit upon all flesh. You having certain heathens having dreams of the end. You got the one Edomite saw the chariot, and he said we all going to die. It says, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. All right, so you got so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men and women, coming into this truth, coming into this knowledge. And then you got some that's not coming into it, but fully 100%, but certain spiritual things is happening with them too still.
Hey, you have a lot of influx of Northern Kingdom joining Southern Kingdom, man. Mm-hmm. As far as initializing themselves as black, like Elder Yash was bringing out of camp. You have Cardi B, Fat Joe, which are both of the Northern Kingdom, but they identify themselves as blacks. They say
mm-hmm.
that, I've actually heard Cardi B come out of her mouth saying, "No, I'm black."
Mm-hmm.
So you have Northern Kingdom, and it's not. I mean, that's something that you all. It's like it's never been said, but you always kind of hinted it. I mean, look at it. I mean, I remember I was thinking of the one show, the PJs. You know, with, who was that? Martin Lawrence's show.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know.
I think it was Eddie Murphy or Martin Lawrence's show. But
Bill Cosby, possibly.
No, it wasn't. It was one of the. I want to say it was. I think it was Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
But he had like a little cartoon called The PJs, and it was basically about a project house. He was a sewer. Basically the guy that runs the
maintenance man.
Maintenance man. I forgot what they called him. Sewer something.
Super.
He was the super of the projects, and basically all who was in the projects was blacks and Latinos, and there was actually one Haitian female there too. But I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the movie Now They See Me, which was who was the four boys? The four boys was Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Basically, all you see.
Oh right.
And I even listened to some comedians. When they bag on Negroes, guess what? Guess who's right up on the Negroes? The Latinos. You know, I've heard actually one comedian say. He said the Negroes. He said basically to end racism. The whites should be in basically in power. The Negroes should be all police, and the Latinos should be something. He said everybody goes up a level. But why did he say it in that order? Blacks then whites, blacks then Latinos, because they know Latinos and blacks are right there in that lower degree together. You know, so I just wanted to bring that out. It's just like a lot of Latinos are noticing that Jake and Jake too. Jake is noticing the Northern Kingdom is suffering just as much as they're doing, man, and we're actually banding together. I see it slowly but surely, and I always was wondering like, damn, why would this is back when I was younger. I was like, damn, why would the Latinos say nigger and we don't get offended, but everybody else race say it? We jumped whole, ready to fight.
Right.
Chinese say it, we get offended. Arabs say it, we get offended. But as soon as a Puerto Rican or a Mexican say it, we all cool with it. Yeah, man, that's my nigga too.
It's no big deal.
It ain't no big deal. That just shows you that's a spirit. It's a spiritual connection right there. Like, hey, these guys are like us.
Right.
Yeah,
That's I got a couple for you. This is Jeremiah 50:33. It says, "Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together."
Yeah, man, we were oppressed together. I have pictures on my phone right now that shows shackles and chains on so-called Mexicans, which is Issachar. They was in shackles and chains too. More so probably by the conquistadors. But hey, we were all oppressed together, and we're still being oppressed together. What's the Northern Kingdom biggest fear, man, is being deported back to wherever they was from, man. All right, so guess what? They live in constant fear, just like we live in that constant fear, man. What's Jake's constant fear? When the police get pulled behind us, man, we gonna get racially profiled and either shot down or put in jail.
Yep.
We all, like the book of Leviticus say, man, we're all that leaf shaking, man. We all live up under that fear, But you have Esau, you have other nations talking to the cops like they say, oh man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'll have my dad get on you. Hey, don't you fucking touch me.
Yep.
They live like that, man.
Have a gun drawn out on them.
Have a gun drawn on them all, man. But us, we have to live that fear because we don't have that same accessibilities,
Yep.
That goes for both Northern and Southern Kingdom. It's like it, right?
No, you got it. I got another one for you. This is Romans 8:16. It says, "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High."
Yeah, right next to Negroes. Who's the most ideology, spirit, God fearing people?
Church going,
idol worshiping people next, man. That's Latinos, man. Look at a Latino grandma's house, man. You'll see the shrines of Mary up the ass, man. I've seen it. Me and Baltazar have been in multiple so-called Latinos' house, man. Shrines everywhere.
Especially Ephraim, bro. Ephraim got so much.
Lord.
They got so much. They got so much furniture in there.
Man.
They got so many candles and tinsel and decorations and all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, but that's the scriptures, man. Ephraim is giving us idols, man.
Yep.
You can't tell me the scriptures is not real, man. But I basically brought all that out is just basically backing up what the brother said, man. Hey, the Lord is pouring out His Spirit, man. The things that were seen to be like that's never gonna happen, or that's not, I can't see that happening. Now that's starting to become like an idea now. Like when people can say, I can see that happening now.
Right.
That's what this world is slowly transforming into, and that's the Lord's Spirit, man. If you tell the Latinos, hey man, me and you brothers, man, he wouldn't say, oh no, that's not true. He actually said, man, I can see that, man. We're the only two nations that catch the most hell. Nobody likes us.
Right.
It's not a far-fetched thing is what I'm trying to say. Just like the guy with the lining, man. I remember back about 10 years ago, we tell a guy about lining, it'll be all uproar. You know, my grandma was in my grandma wanted me to get a haircut, and when I got a haircut, she was still displeased with it because I didn't get a lining.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I got the haircut. What else do you want? She said, I want you to be smooth, cut, clean. You know, you look so handsome and neat with the lining. The lining is so crisp and sharp. I'm like, what does any of that matter? Does it take away any of my face? I mean, does it take away from anything? Like, I just never understood it, because what does it gain? You're not gaining anything by it.
Right.
You know.
It's like, and even with the barber thing, they sneak in giving you a line. Yep. Like, hey man, I said no law. You know.
Yeah, you gotta remind them fucking 40 times.
You know, this is Ezekiel 37 and 15. It says, the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Yeah.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim.
Yeah, which is the northern kingdom. Go ahead. Sorry.
And for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Yeah, man, that's the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. Northern kingdom, which is Joseph, which is Ephraim. You know, and it says the rest of Israel, which is the rest of the 10 tribes, well, 9 tribes, and then you got Judah, which is Negroes, and the next 2, which is Levi and Benjamin. You know, which that consists of the southern kingdom. You know. And just like in Revelations, it talks about the 2 witnesses, man. The 2 witnesses is the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man. All right, the 2 prophets. That's them 2 that's gonna come back into one, man. It's no more gonna be long as northern kingdom and southern kingdom. It's just gonna be Israel, you know.
Right, and that's one of the things they fear, because they always tried to separate us and did different little things to put us against each other. You know, they're thinking that we're a nation independent of one another, when actually we're all different classes of the same nation. Yeah. You know, we all different tribes of the same family line. We all Israelites. Yeah. All right, and now was the Lord, He closing those breaches. All right, He closing those breaches that was between us. All right, and that's one of the main things, because this signifies the end of the age we in. This signifies the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven, and that's what Esau is afraid of. You know, he been spending countless amounts of dollars and you know, different little things, whether it be poisoning us against one another with the gangs. Yep. All right, the drugs,
the territories. When you say gangs. So,
mm-hmm.
You know, that's because what's Esau one of his main tactics, man, is divide and conquer, man.
Yep.
What does the scripture says? The scripture says how beautiful is it when brothers come together and dwell in harmony.
Yep.
You know, when we see a group of Latinos and a group of Native Americans and a group of Negroes all come together and be in unity, man. Esau hates that, because if they're in unity, if they're with one another, then guess what? There's no room for him. Mm-hmm. You know.
So with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. You know, once again, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash, and the Baba Ba.
Shalom.
Shalom.